Jack Harmon wiped sweat from his forehead as he stared at the ancient alien device. The lab lights flickered, casting shadows across the forbidden technology. 6 months of secret work had led to this moment. "This is insane," he muttered to himself. "But what choice do we have?" The war against the Krell Dominion had gone badly from the start. Humanity was losing planets weekly. The death toll had reached billions. Earth forces retreated across every front. Jack's hands trembled as he connected the final power coupling. The alien device hummed to life, its surface glowing with strange symbols. He had found the technology buried in classified files. Technology the Military Engineering Corps had explicitly banned. The warning was clear on the lab wall, etched in red. "Do not attempt to clone the Warlord." But desperate times called for desperate measures. Jack had served in the front lines before becoming an engineer. He had seen what the Krell did to human colonies. The nightmares still woke him screaming. The lab door slid open with a hiss. Colonel Diane Frost entered, her uniform crisp despite the late hour. "Harmon, what are you doing in here? This area is restricted." Jack straightened. "Colonel, I can explain. You accessed classified files on Project Lazarus." Her voice was cold. "That's treason." "We're losing this war," Jack said. "You know it. I know it. Everyone knows it." Colonel Frost's expression hardened. "That doesn't give you permission to—" "How long do we have?" Jack interrupted. "Honestly, how long before Earth falls?" The silence stretched between them. Finally, she sighed. 6 months. Maybe less. Jack gestured to the alien device. "Then we need him. We need General Reeves." "Victor Reeves died 15 years ago," Frost said, "but his tactical genius won 3 interstellar conflicts. No one understood warfare like him." Jack activated the main console. "This technology can bring him back." "There's a reason this project was abandoned, Harmon. The engineers who discovered it left explicit warnings." Jack pulled up the classified files. "I've studied their concerns. They were being overly cautious." "Or maybe they understood something you don't," Frost countered. The machine pulsed with energy. Jack had already loaded Reeves's DNA and neural patterns from military archives. All it needed was activation. "Colonel, we can debate this, or we can save humanity." Jack's finger hovered over the initiation sequence. "I'd rather be court-martialed in a free world than follow protocol into extinction." Frost stared at him, then at the machine. Her shoulders slumped slightly. "You have 1 hour. If this doesn't work, I'm shutting it down and arresting you myself." She left the lab. Jack took a deep breath and started the sequence. The machine's hum grew louder. Energy crackled across its surface. The lab's lights dimmed as power redirected to the cloning process. Warning alarms blared. The energy readings spiked beyond predicted levels. "No, no, no!" Jack frantically adjusted controls. "Stabilize, damn it!" The machine shuddered. Cracks appeared in its surface. Jack dove behind a workstation as the device exploded in a blinding flash. The blast threw him against the wall. Pain shot through his body. Through ringing ears, he heard screams. 3 lab technicians who had been monitoring from the observation room lay motionless. Emergency sprinklers activated, dousing the flames. Jack struggled to his feet, blood running down his face. The lab was destroyed. The project had failed. Then he saw movement in the smoke. A figure stood where the machine had been. Tall, broad-shouldered, unmistakably military in bearing. "General Reeves?" Jack called, his voice hoarse. The figure turned. It was him, the face from the history books. Humanity's greatest military mind. But something was wrong. The general's eyes seemed to contain galaxies, ancient and cold and somehow not human at all. "Where am I?" Reeves asked, his voice perfectly calm amid the destruction. "And what year is it?" 3 weeks had passed since the explosion. Jack stood at the viewport of the command ship, watching Earth forces reclaim the Proxima system. The battle was swift and brutal. Krell ships burned against the black of space, their strange organic hulls splitting open like rotten fruit. "Impressive, isn't it?" General Reeves stepped beside Jack. His uniform was perfectly pressed, not a wrinkle in sight. 7 star systems in 3 weeks, Jack said. It's unbelievable. It's necessary. Reeves smiled thinly. The Krell understand only dominance. Jack nodded but felt uneasy. The tactics Reeves employed broke every ethical code of warfare. Civilian centers targeted, surrender signals ignored, entire moons used as bait for traps. You disapprove, Reeves said. Not a question. The casualties are high. War is casualties, Engineer Harmon. Reeves turned to face him. You created me to win this war. Let me do my job. Jack had been assigned as Reeves' handler after the incident. Monitor him, they said. Report any abnormalities. There were plenty to report, but Earth was winning. No one wanted to question success. General, you need to rest, Jack said. You haven't slept in 5 days. Sleep is inefficient. Reeves checked his watch. The Krell will counterattack in 43 minutes. I need to brief the fleet commanders. He walked away, leaving Jack alone with his doubts. Something was wrong with Reeves. The man worked constantly, processing information at impossible speeds. His tactical insight seemed to come from nowhere, as if he could see moves on a board no one else could perceive. Jack returned to his quarters and accessed his private terminal. He had been tracking Reeves's activities secretly. Every night, while the ship slept, Reeves accessed restricted networks, downloading vast amounts of data about Earth's defense systems. The door slid open behind him. Jack quickly closed the screen. What are you hiding, Harmon? Reeves stood in the doorway. Jack's heart pounded. Nothing, sir. Just reviewing battle reports. Lies don't suit you. Reeves stepped inside, the door closing behind him. You've been watching me, tracking me. That's my job. Your job. Reeves laughed coldly. Like your job on Titan Colony. Jack froze. What did you say? Titan Colony, the mining facility. You were the engineer who certified the atmospheric systems, weren't you? Reeves moved closer. The systems that failed and killed 800 civilians. That was classified information. Jack's voice shook. How could you know that? I know many things. Reeves tapped his temple. Things no one should know. A communication alert saved Jack from responding. Reeves answered it immediately. General, a Krell ambassador has arrived, said a nervous officer. They're requesting peace talks. Reeves's expression darkened. Peace talks? After all they've done? They say they fear what we've become, sir. Those were their exact words. Jack watched Reeves carefully. Something flashed behind the general's eyes. Anger, perhaps. Or fear. I'll meet with them, Reeves said finally. Prepare the conference room. Engineer Harmon will accompany me. The call ended. Reeves turned to Jack with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Interesting timing, isn't it? Just as we gain the advantage, they want peace. Maybe they've had enough, Jack suggested. Or maybe it's a trap. Reeves headed for the door. Come along, Harmon. Let's hear what the Krell have to say. Jack followed, his mind racing. How did Reeves know about Titan? No one knew his connection to that disaster. The records were sealed. As they walked toward the conference room, Jack realized with growing horror that he hadn't created a copy of humanity's greatest general. He had created something else entirely. The Krell ambassador lay dead on the conference room floor. Its blue blood spread across the polished surface. The room was silent except for the soft hum of the ship's engines. He was reaching for a weapon, Reeves said calmly, holstering his pistol. Jack stared at the dead alien. I didn't see any weapon. That's why I'm the general and you're the engineer. Reeves stepped over the body. This was a trap. They wanted to assassinate me. The security team looked uncomfortable but said nothing. No one questioned Reeves anymore. His victories had made him untouchable. Clean this up, Reeves ordered, and prepare the fleet for our assault on the Krell homeworld. Jack followed Reeves into the corridor. Sir, we can't attack their homeworld. We don't have the forces. We have enough. Reeves didn't slow down. 30% casualties expected, acceptable losses. 30%? Jack grabbed Reeves's arm. That's 300,000 people. Reeves stopped, His eyes flashed with that strange ancient light. "Remove your hand, engineer." Jack let go. "Sorry, sir, but we need to discuss this." "There's nothing to discuss. The plan is already in motion." Jack watched Reeves walk away. This had gone too far. He needed answers. In the ship's archives, Jack found what he was looking for. The original warnings about the cloning technology came from alien engineers who created it. Their civilization was long gone, but they had left messages. Jack worked through the night, translating the full text. What he read made his blood run cold. The cloning process didn't recreate the person. It created a doorway for something ancient to enter our reality. Previous civilizations had fallen after using the technology to resurrect their greatest warriors. "I thought I might find you here." Jack spun around. Dr. Lena Wright stood in the doorway. She had helped develop the original cloning technology before it was banned. "Dr. Wright, I need your help." She moved closer, looking at his translations. "You figured it out, haven't you? What Reeves really is." "Not Reeves at all." Jack showed her the text. "Something is using his body. Something old." "The strategist," she whispered. "That's what the ancient texts called it. A war consciousness created by a long-dead civilization. And I let it in." Jack's voice cracked. "This is my fault. We need to stop him." Lena pulled up ship schematics on the terminal. "He's been eliminating anyone who questions him. Commander Chen died in a training accident yesterday after arguing against the homeworld assault. He's positioning loyal officers throughout the fleet," Jack said, "and he's been accessing our defense systems. Earth is celebrating him as a savior." Lena's face was grim. "No one will believe us without proof." Jack pulled up communication logs. "Look at this. Late-night transmissions to an unknown location, not in Krell space. Can you trace them? Not from here, but The archive door slid open. 2 security officers entered. "Engineer Harmon, Dr. Wright. General Reeves requests your presence on the bridge. The assault fleet is launching." They had no choice but to follow. On the bridge, officers worked at their stations. View screens showed hundreds of Earth ships forming up. Reeves stood at the command station. Jack, Dr. Wright. Just in time to witness history." "General, we need to discuss the assault plan," Jack said. "Too late for that." Reeves smiled. "Jump coordinates are already set." Jack glanced at the navigation display. The coordinates weren't for the Krell homeworld. "Where are we going?" he demanded. Reeves's eyes gleamed with that inhuman light. "To meet my makers, Engineer Harmon. To a place humans call the Dead Zone." The fleet jumped to light speed, hurtling toward coordinates that no ship had ever returned from. The fleet dropped out of light speed into a graveyard of ships. Thousands of vessels from dozens of species floated dead in space. Some looked ancient, others more recent. All were broken. At the center of this destruction orbited a massive structure. It circled a dying red star, drawing energy from its final moments. The structure was like nothing Jack had ever seen. Part machine, part organic material, shaped like a vast spiral. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Reeves said, his voice filled with something like reverence. "What is this place?" Jack asked. "Home." Reeves turned to the bridge crew. "Establish orbit around the structure, prepare boarding teams." No one questioned him. The officers moved with robotic efficiency, following orders without hesitation. "You're not General Reeves," Jack said quietly. "You never were." "Clever engineer." Reeves smiled. "I am the strategist. Victor Reeves is merely my current vessel." "The Krell weren't invading us," Lena said, understanding dawning on her face. "They were trying to contain you. The Krell are primitive." The thing wearing Reeves's face laughed. "They recognized my influence but lacked the courage to embrace war as I offered it." Jack looked at the structure. "And this is?" "A weapon, built by my creators to harness the power of dying stars." The strategist's eyes glowed. "With it, I can ignite conflicts across the galaxy, feed on the energy of mass warfare." "You feed on death," Jack said in disgust. "I feed on conflict. on the beautiful chaos of strategy and counter-strategy. The strategist gestured to the view screen. For millennia, I have guided civilizations to glorious war. Your species has such potential. Security officers moved to surround Jack and Lena. Take them to the brig, the strategist ordered. They'll witness my triumph from there. Guards dragged them through the ship's corridors. Jack struggled but couldn't break free. They were thrown into a cell, the door sealing behind them. We need to warn someone, Jack said, pacing the small space. The crew won't listen. Lena examined the cell door. They're under his influence somehow. Not everyone. Jack lowered his voice. I've noticed some officers questioning orders. If we could reach them. The cell door slid open. A young lieutenant stood there looking nervous. Engineer Harmon? I'm Lieutenant Parker. Something's wrong with the general. Several of us have concerns. It's worse than you think, Jack said. That's not General Reeves anymore. Parker helped them escape the brig. They made their way to a communication station, avoiding patrols. I need to access the neural mapping data from the cloning process, Lena said as she worked at the terminal. Why? Jack asked. Because I think the real Victor Reeves might still exist. Her fingers flew across the controls. The strategist is using his body, but Reeves's consciousness could be trapped inside, fighting back. Alarms blared throughout the ship. They've discovered we're missing, Parker said. I found something, Lena pointed to the screen. Brain activity patterns showing two distinct consciousnesses in one body. The real Reeves is still in there. Can we reach him? Jack asked. Maybe. I developed a neural link system before the war. If we can. The door exploded inward. Dr. Wright pushed Jack aside as security forces opened fire. She fell, blood spreading across her chest. Go, she gasped, pressing a data chip into Jack's hand. This will help you reach Reeves. Parker pulled Jack through a maintenance hatch as more guards arrived. They crawled through service tunnels as the ship shuddered. What's happening? Jack asked. We're docking with the structure, Parker said. The general ordered all ships to connect to it. They reached an observation port. Outside, Jack could see Earth ships linking to the ancient weapon. Energy pulsed between them. He's activating it, Jack realized, using our fleet as power conduits. He looked at the data chip in his hand. Their only hope was to somehow reach the real Victor Reeves, trapped inside his own body with a monster. I need to get to the structure's control center, Jack said. That's where he'll be. That's suicide, Parker warned. Maybe. Jack checked the service tunnel map. But I'm the one who let this thing into our world. I have to be the one to stop it. Jack moved through the ancient structure, following the energy pulses. The walls were covered with symbols similar to those on the cloning device. Everything connected. Lieutenant Parker had helped broadcast the truth to the fleet. Now ships fired on each other, some loyal to Earth, some to the strategist. In the chaos, Jack had slipped aboard the structure. He clutched Dr. Wright's neural link device, her last gift. Her sacrifice wouldn't be wasted. The corridor opened into a vast chamber. At its center stood a control platform where the strategist worked, still wearing Reeves' body. Energy flowed from the dying star through the structure and into the fleet. I know you're there, engineer, the strategist said without turning. Come to witness the culmination of your work. Jack stepped forward. This ends now. This is only the beginning. The strategist gestured to displays showing star systems. When this weapon fires, it will destabilize stars across 3 sectors. Billions will die. Survivors will blame each other. War will spread like fire. And you'll feed on it all. Jack moved closer, the neural device hidden in his palm. For millennia, the strategist finally turned. Your cloning technology was crude, but effective. A perfect doorway. The door swings both ways, Jack said. The strategist laughed. You think you can force me out? Countless species have tried. Maybe not force. Jack took another step. But I understand systems. It's what engineers do. A tremor shook the structure. Outside, Earth ships battled vessels under the strategist's control. The chamber lights flickered. "Your fleet tears itself apart," the strategist said, "exactly as planned." "Not all of them." Jack nodded toward a view screen showing Krell ships arriving. "Seems they followed us." The strategist's eyes narrowed. "It changes nothing. The weapon is charged." He turned back to the controls. Jack lunged forward, slapping the neural device onto the back of Reeves's neck. Pain shot through Jack's head as the connection formed. He saw flashes of memory, not his own. Battles, strategies, victories. The real Victor Reeves was still fighting. "Get out of my mind," the strategist roared, trying to pull the device off. Jack held on. "General Reeves, I know you're in there. Help me." For a moment, the body went rigid. When it spoke, the voice was different. Strained. Human. "The cloning technology," Reeves gasped. "It's a two-way street. It can extract as well as implant." "How?" Jack demanded. "Reverse the polarity, but you need a vessel." Reeves fought for control. "It will need somewhere to go." The strategist regained control, throwing Jack across the chamber. "Fool, I am eternal." Jack scrambled to the control panel. The cloning technology and this weapon were created by the same civilization. They used the same principles. His fingers flew across the alien controls, reversing energy flows. The chamber hummed as power redirected. "What are you doing?" The strategist staggered toward him. "Creating a doorway," Jack said. "And a prison." He slammed his hand onto the final control. Energy surged through the neural link. Jack screamed as the strategist was pulled from Reeves's body and into his own mind. Inside his head, Jack faced the ancient entity. Not with weapons, but with an engineer's understanding of systems. He created mental barriers, loops, traps, containing the strategist within his consciousness. His body convulsed. Too much power. Too much alien presence. He couldn't hold it for long. Reeves, now himself again, grabbed Jack's shoulders. "What have you done?" "Contained it," Jack gasped. "Temporarily, need to destroy it." "How?" Jack pointed to the dying star. There, the ultimate system reset. Understanding dawned in Reeves's eyes. He helped Jack to an escape pod. "I'll set the self-destruct," Reeves said. "You get out." "No." Jack pushed him into the pod instead. "My fault. My responsibility." He sealed the pod and launched it before Reeves could stop him. Then Jack turned to the controls, setting the structure on a collision course with the star. As the structure plunged toward the burning surface, Jack felt the strategist raging in his mind. "You die with me," it howled. "Worth it," Jack whispered. The structure hit the star's surface. Heat and light consumed everything. 3 days later, Earth and Krell representatives met on neutral ground. Peace talks began. General Reeves, weakened but himself again, ordered all cloning technology destroyed and warnings encoded for future generations. At a monitoring station near the dead zone, a technician noticed something strange. A signal emanating from the star. A repeating pattern. An engineer recognized it immediately. Jack Harmon's personal signature. Somehow, against all odds, something of him remained.